let's have some more questions with volunteers at Olive Farm Retreat, Cyprus. And if you want to come and volunteer here, look at our Workaway volunteer link that is in the description under this video. So for now, let's have 10 different questions, and this time with our volunteers, Stephanie and Adrian. Question 1. What made you choose our home as your Workaway volunteering location, Stephanie?
Oh, well, there were so many options on Workaway to begin with. What I really loved was the idea of coming to a very secluded farm, picking olives in Cyprus. So I really wanted to pick olives, and I really wanted to come and experience the local culture in Cyprus. In my mind, I always thought that if I ever had to take a sabbatical, I wanted to come to Cyprus to experience the life here. And for specifically the olive farm retreat, it looked so beautiful, so cozy. And the way Dawn and Mike, both of you explained it, it just felt so homely, which is why I wanted to apply for this position to join.
And you got Adrian to come with you, so Adrian did do the research. You'd already found me, hadn't you?
Yeah, she did all the research, and then I was like, okay, Cyprus sounds great, and then olive picking sounds pretty interesting, and I trust that she would do the necessary due diligence.
And on my channel, guys, you would have all seen that I kept telling you we seem like we're going to have some very cool workaways coming, and these are them.
Thanks.
Okay, question 2. Adrian first. What have you liked most about Cyprus?
What have I liked most about Cyprus? The food. I thought that the food was amazing. We've tried so many different types of food. And I think in general, I'm not the type of guy that is very adventurous on food. Steph is the one who does more of the food research. But after I came here, we had a meze, we had a kleftico yesterday, and everything was just so good. I was worried that, we'd be gaining weight as we go back home to Singapore, but all the farm work's helping out to ensure that it doesn't happen too much.
Stephanie, what have you liked most about Cyprus?
Something about the vibe of being here. I can't quite put my finger on it, but it's extremely peaceful, yet comforting and exciting at the same time. I would also say I really like the culture of the people, and it comes from very, very small things, like the waiters are always very friendly and they'll spend time talking to us. The other day we were having lunch, and then there was a huge family of grandmother, uncles, aunties celebrating like a kid's birthday. And something about that feeling of being so homely and communal and friendly makes me like Cyprus a lot.
And family oriented. I think that, everyone's still very tight, and it's very different from how modern society tends to be nowadays.
Okay, question 3. Stephanie, what have you liked most about our property?
Ooh, so many things. Let's start with the view, because I think that's the best part and probably why you chose this place. I mean, you have the beautiful ocean, the mountain at the back, surrounded by trees and all the kinds of vegetation and plants that you have planted on this property. I think just being here in nature with the scenery is what I love about this place.
And Adrian?
I mean, I think the scenery is amazing, like and the silence that comes with the place. I think this is the only place that I've been to in a very long time where you'd actually experience silence in nature, and it's just a very surreal experience. And also beyond that, I also really like the fact that like Mike and Dawn are really accommodating, super nice, super friendly. For all of you who are wondering if you should come here, please make sure you have a beer, grab a beer with Mike, right? Grab some wine with Dawn. They are such lovely people. And we've spent nights talking to them. We were thinking of having our own dinner, and then our conversations just went on and on and on. And then we just go to bed after, because we just kept on talking, and it was a really nice experience to connect with someone else.
And the cats. The 3 cats. We've spent many nights with Mr. Colin Waffles hanging out with us as well, so that was really sweet.
Okay, Adrian first, question 4. What have you learned about our off-grid frugal living and growing life?
Oh man, that it's a lot of hard work. I think that you can't just suddenly like pack up and decide to come here. I mean, if you did that, you'd probably struggle a lot, and chances are you'd most likely give up. Like having to do the right research, knowing what needs to be done, the amount of electricity it takes to operate a kettle, right? It's such. It might seem like it's things that we take for granted, but being here and actually witnessing it, having solar powered heater warm up your shower water is just mind blowing. This wasn't something that I had expected.
Good. Stephanie?
I think one thing that struck me a lot is that you would need to have an incredible mind of resourcefulness to be able to see something and think, oh, I could turn this into a pot. I could turn this into compost. This could be used for this. And so one thing I learned was like that whole resourcefulness thinking, like not letting anything go to waste, trying to find new purpose for things that otherwise would have been thrown away. I think that's a really interesting mindset that we learned here.
Good. Question 5, Stephanie. If you volunteered again, what country would you choose next?
Ooh, that's tough. There's so many. I definitely wanted to try something different. We were talking the other day, maybe Kenya. you
Sure.
know, something with a different environment and new culture to experience.
Same for you, Adrian?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Adrian, question 6. For anyone thinking about volunteering with Workaway, link below, what things or tips or advice would you give them?
I'd say that you'd probably want to do your research and also, ask more questions with your workaway hosts. I think that it's important that you get to know who the hosts are, and make sure that you have the right expectations. If I had anticipated to come here and be on an outright holiday and like do nothing, that probably wouldn't have worked out really well with Mike and Dawn. But having said that, Mike and Dawn gives us a lot of freedom and liberty to do whatever we wanted outside of the hours that we've committed to. So that's probably something that you'd also want to align with, and make sure you know how to get to the workaway location. I think that it was an adventure in and of itself coming here. But Dawn has given us great instructions, so it was great.
Stephanie?
I think the biggest tip I would think of is to come with a very open mind, right? Like you'd have to come in being willing to try new things that are not in your comfort zone. Both of us come from, corporate life, office desk jobs, sitting in front of a laptop. We've rarely worked with our hands, right? Or used like muscles for physical labor. And so that's something that, you have to come with an open mind to try new things, because it's a learning experience and it'll always be something a little bit odd or something you're not used to at first. But as long as you come with an open mind and that willingness to learn and try, I think that's the most important thing.
Okay. Stephanie, question 7. For what reason should they consider our home for their choice?
Oh, because of you and Mike. That's easy. You, Mike, and the cats. Simply because I think, this is my first workaway. And originally, before Adrian agreed to come along as well, I was thinking, okay, maybe I would go at it alone. And it's kind of a little scary, the idea of living somewhere off grid, living with strangers, people that you don't really know. So I think the most important thing about this place was you and Mike. You guys are such a lovely couple, great to learn from. We were inspired by your stories about how you started this farm from scratch, how you met, and just hanging out, like Adrian was saying, like having beers with you guys. You guys are such lovely people, so I would say this is definitely the place to be.
Okay. And Adrian?
I mean, it sounds like a cop out, but it's a bit of everything. Like to what Steph said, you know, being here with you guys, having all the beers, the drinks, sharing our food, our cultures, was something that you can't just get anywhere else. And then the farm work has been great. Like I'm doing things, I'm trimming hedges and cutting trees. I've never used a saw in my life, but this is something that's totally new for me. And then beyond that, I don't think you'd be able to understand what we mean by the view until you come here and see it for yourself. One of the reasons why I'm trimming the hedges is to ensure that Mike and Dawn has a better view, right? And hopefully by the end of my work here, they will have that better view. But seriously, the view here is amazing. Like I would just come here and sit here for forever looking out.
That's lovely. Okay, Adrian, question 8. Tell us a bit about the accommodation here at our location, so where you stayed.
Okay. So it's basically how do you call it? It's a separate guest house that we're staying at. It's lovely. It's got a bed. It's got 2 sofas where you can sit and chill and just look out into the garden. Outside of that, there's a lot of space where you can put, we put a lot of our groceries on top of the cupboards. Mike and Dawn have provided most of the kitchenware, so you get bowls, spoons, forks, cutlery, whatever you need. They've got a gas stove outside of that where you're able to boil your water, you're able to cook your food, and then beyond that, there's a restroom, a wash closet a bit further out. It's not attached yet, right, to the guest house, where you know you do your business, you'd shower out there. Like I mentioned earlier, the shower is solar powered, so you gotta get the shower in before the sun sets, and the dishes will be done there. But I think that everything's really cozy, everything's really nice. The cats come in once in a while to, you know, accompany you, which is great. But Steph and I have had a lovely stay here with everything that Mike and Dawn have provided.
Stephanie, got anything to add?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the last thing that I guess would be special is that it's your own little private annex, right? I think you would expect in most situations that you would just have a room, but then this is a separate little house, guest house. So we have some privacy, we can do our own thing, and I thought that that's very unique and very lovely, the setup that you have here.
Okay, Stephanie, question 9. What typical Cypriot food did you like best?
Ooh, you know, I have a list of, I would say, close to 20 things that I need to eat while we're here. I think we've gone through half of it
I'd
yet.
say half, yeah.
So within the half, I think maybe yesterday's kleftico was really good. Yeah, it was really like soft, fall off the bone, and they served it with some orzo, which was really good as well, and potatoes. So I love that. Yeah, that's the best so far.
Adrian?
Wow, what was the best food? Can't remember what it's called. It's that zucchini. What was it?
Is it zucchini ball?
The TZ.
Oh, the dip. The
Yeah.
tzatziki. I was gonna say
Tzatziki?
it wrong.
Tzatziki.
Yeah. Tzatziki.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
tzatziki.
I'm just really horrible at pronouncing all the food here, so we just sort of point. But yeah, it was a unique taste. A bit of mint in the dip together with the bread that we were having. I thought that was a fresh new experience. Yeah.
Okay. And last question, Adrian, question 10. What will be your best memories of your time here?
Oh man. I'd say the best memory would be
They've still got a week to go.
yeah, that's not a fair question to ask now. But I'd say that it was, you know, it was after we finished doing our work on Friday, we were cooking laksa from Singapore for Mike and Dawn, and then we spent basically the entire afternoon sitting on their patio, talking. We finished lunch and just proceeded to have an insane amount of beer and wine, but it was really nice. It was very pleasant.
Stephanie?
I think it was the same thing as well, but it was from the other day when we were exchanging snacks from our different countries. So Adrian and I brought over a variety of snacks from Asia, and then Dawn bought all these lovely Cypriot pastries as well. And I think they were probably 2 separate days, but the idea of us sitting down, exchanging our local food and chatting, I think that was really amazing.
I must agree.
Yeah.
I'm with both of those answers. So far, who knows what we're going to do next?
Exactly. I'm really looking forward to Mike's spaghetti bolognese.
Yeah,
He offered it.
yeah. And we got
exactly.
curry that we wanted to cook as well. So,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Well, I know you've got another week to go. We're now going to be picking olives. Adrian's finishing the hedge first. And I want to thank you in advance for even picking our home for your volunteering. So
thank you so
both.
much for having us and letting us stay.
Yeah, it must be hard for you guys to have strangers staying on at your house.
I love to learn the culture and, as I say, doing the food swaps and you cooking for us and vice versa. It's been perfect. Definitely one of our favourite volunteer couples. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you.